Spending habits, they've changed. Nearly half have cut spending on entertainment. About 4 in 10 are spending less money in restaurants, but other costs have increased. Childcare, charitable donations, and this is nice, some Americans are giving bigger tips. Americans cutting their spending, that's something financial expert Garrett Gunderson predicted.
Back in February of 2019, there were 7.6 million Americans that were late on their car payment. And what's happened is we become very addicted to borrowing money in order to consume, and when banks start to tighten up, when lending isn't as easily available, even though interest rates are really low, even though we've flooded the economy with plenty of money, it's predicated upon one thing, and that's value creation. And until we get to a place where we're solving problems, we're serving others, we're exchanging with one another, we're going to be in for kind of a bumpy ride because people are still cautious.
On the employment front, with what we're seeing with the economy and businesses maybe having borrowed too much, individuals having gone into debt, how confident are you we're going to get to another 4% unemployment rate within the next, 1-2 years?
Yeah, that's a little early. That's probably not going to happen in my estimation. And obviously, I can't predict everything with all the different variables that are going on. But one thing to consider is in 2008, when we started to see, big unemployment rates for that year and the year after and even the following year, we actually saw more resourcefulness. We saw that we actually came out of that with people being more productive. And when we have a higher unemployment rate, like, I understand we're talking about human beings, so I want to be very sensitive about that because these are people with dreams and aspirations and a life, and we all have value as human beings. But the reality is when unemployment goes up, it really hurts temporarily, but it's a sign of future economic growth to come because people have to go and get better skill sets, or they have to learn how to do things instead of just trade their time for their money, because a lot of the workforce was unengaged. They weren't happy, but they were just, sacrificing in the name of a paycheck and some benefits. Now is the time to double down on investing in yourself.
People right now are thinking about, many times, how can I pay my bills? Where's rent coming from next month? When you get to the point of building wealth, let's say, as the founder of Wealth Factory, how do you even start that when people feel like I can't even get my head above water?
Okay, so first, we've got to focus on how do we make more money by adding more value, by doing the things that are right to earn. Second, and this is a huge piece, is learn how to keep more of what we make without cutting back. And that comes to 4 I's. The first I is the IRS. There's so many people that tip the government unintentionally, and especially with the CARES Act and these IRS notices that came with it, there's a lot of ways that people can go back years and get refunds and have strategy moving forward. The second I is interest. We have ridiculously low interest rates. Now is the time to restructure loans and refinance them, to renegotiate interest rates. The third I is investments. There's a lot of hidden fees. There's a lot of commissions. There's a lot of non-performing fees that if we can eliminate first, and then second, create downside protection and learn just basics of risk management, you're not going to have to transfer your wealth every time there's a recession. And the fourth I is insurance. A lot of people have duplicate coverages, improper structure. So it's really about efficiency.
We should note Congress has extended that Paycheck Protection Program for small businesses into August, and there are talks on Capitol Hill of yet another round of stimulus payments to Americans, though they seem to be more targeted at lower tier earners this time around. Quick break, and then she is a star from the stage to the screen. You probably know her, you love her. Now Audra McDonald opens up about what she sees as systemic racism in her industry. Our interview next.